Stellaris, a beautiful strategy-based space game that makes you sink many hours into it because it's just so fun. Except one tiny detail. Stellaris makes no goddamn sense. To be clear, I really like Stellaris as a game, and I get that the developers had to make some things to make the game fun and playable, so don't take this video that seriously if you are a Stellaris fanatic. It's just a realistic approach to compare Stellaris to how we understand the universe. I mean, Stellaris has more than one problem compared to real life, one of those being the faster than light ships, but since it could be just science that we don't understand yet, I'm not gonna think about it too much. What I'm going to think about, or more like what I already thought about, is the surprisingly large number of civilizations in such a small galaxy. But then I thought, it's probably just a shrunk down regular galaxy to make the game playable, which is probably the reason. But I found something to compare the galaxy in Stellaris to in real life, and what made this video possible. That being dwarf galaxies. A dwarf galaxy is a small galaxy composed of about 1,000 up to several billion stars. Wait, 1,000 stars? That is perfectly in range of the galaxy in Stellaris. Yes, most dwarf galaxies orbit a regular sized galaxy, but that doesn't really affect anything in this scenario. The galaxy that caught my eye is Segway 1. With its size of about 1,000 stars and the diameter of 400 light years, it's perfect. We are not going to discuss that its luminosity and its mass don't really add up, and that it's theorized to be the first discovered dark matter galaxy in the observable universe. Yeah, we're just gonna skip that today. Let's get back to the civilizations. With its default setting of 15 civilizations in the 1,000 star galaxy that the developers of Stellaris called huge, is looking rather unrealistic. Thankfully, we have an equation for getting to a more realistic number of intelligent civilizations. The Drake equation, written in 1961 by Dr. Frank Drake, not for purposes of quantifying the number of civilizations, but as a way to stimulate scientific dialogue at the first scientific meeting of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Yeah, damn it, so it's not for quantifying the number of civilizations, but that's what I was gonna use it for, in a video game. You know what? Screw them. Screw you, Drake. I'm doing it no matter what you try to say. So you might be asking, how does one calculate the number of civilizations in the galaxy without knowing if there are any? If you are asking that, that's a good question. And the answer? You don't. You just bang together some numbers that have a connection with it and just say that is it. But according to Dr. Drake, we can get the number by this. If you have never seen this before, it might be a little scary, but basically, the R star stands for the average rate of star formation in the galaxy, the FP stands for the fraction of stars in the galaxy that have planets, or at least one, the NE stands for the average number of planets that can potentially support life per star that has planets. The FL stands for the fraction of planets that could support life and that actually develop life at some point. The FE stands for the fraction of planets with life that develop into civilizations. The FC stands for the fraction of civilizations that develop a technology to release detectable signs of their existence into space. And the L stands for the length of time for the civilizations to release those signals. So if we can get all these numbers straight from Stellaris, we can come up with a more realistic number of civilizations. So let's start with the easiest one, L, which is once again the length of time for the civilizations to release signals. When you play Stellaris, the furthest civilizations contact you in about 100 years from the start of the game, and the game end is in 300 years. The average of those two numbers is 200 years, and that is the number that we are going to use as L. All the other numbers are trickier and need some research about the game. So I did a little survey in the new save of Stellaris with the huge galaxy setting. I manually checked 100 out of the 1,000 star systems for the criteria for most of the other numbers. I needed to know the number of stars that have planets, the number of habitable planets within those systems, and the number of planets with intelligent life on it. And since we are looking for fractions, the only thing we sacrifice by checking only 1/10 of the systems is accuracy of the results. So in summary, I surveyed 100 systems, and 98 of those had at least one planet, which is already not even close to real life. Within those 100 systems, I found 27 habitable planets, and 5 of those planets had intelligent life already developed. So to calculate FP, we divide the number of systems with planets by the total number of systems. So 98 divided by 100. And like I said, we are looking for fractions, so it doesn't really matter if it's 1/10 of the total systems, because it would be 980 divided by 1000 instead of 98 divided by 100. Yes, the result might have been a little more accurate, but to save time, it doesn't really matter. So 98 divided by 100 is 0.98. So FP is 0.98. Next up, NA, the average number of planets that can support life per star with planets. So the average number of planets is 27, and the number of stars with planets is 98. We divide these two, so 27 divided by 98, and like before, if we had done the whole galaxy, the result would be 270 divided by 980, or something close to it. But the result of NE is 0.2755. Next number is FL, the fraction of planets that could support life and that actually develop life at some point. It seems to me that every habitable planet in Stellaris would have at least microbial life on it, so every planet that can support life already seems to have life on it. So FL equals 1. FE, the fraction of planets with life that develop intelligent life. Well, this one is easy. It's the number of planets that have civilizations on it divided by the number of all habitable planets. So 5 divided by 27, and that is 0.1851. And the final fraction is FC, the civilizations that develop the technology to communicate. This one made me think. Because the game settings is set to have 15 empires, or civilizations. So to get FC from this, we just divide 15, the number of empires, by 50, the number of planets with intelligent life on it. It's 15 and not 5, because we needed the whole galaxy. So 15 divided by 50 is 0.3. But 15, the number of civilizations, is the number we are looking for as the result of this equation, so we cannot use it in the process of solving it. But to calculate FC, we certainly need the number of civilizations that can communicate, and 15 is the number. Even after hours of thinking, I could not come up with a better way to solve this problem, so we are going to continue with it anyway. But according to Drake's view of communication, FC is 0.2, so our result of 0.3 is not so far-fetched. So we will keep FC as 0.3 until someone in the comment section comes up with a better way, or I come back to solve this problem. So you might have noticed that I kept the first number of the equation for last, and you would be right. And that is because the real value of R star renders the whole equation useless. Your question is why? Because according to real data from the galaxy Segway 1, the star formation rate in such a small galaxy is 0. And as I'm sure you all know, if you multiply anything with 0, the result is also 0. So with real science, we busted Stellaris, and the real number of stellar communicative civilizations in Stellaris should be 0. But, unlike the previous number, I actually came up with a more interesting, maybe less accurate, way of solving this. And it will give us a better number than 0, but not by much. We can approximate the star formation rate if we use the Milky Way galaxy as a reference. For example, the star formation rate in the Milky Way is around 2.25 stars per year on average, and has at the low end 100 billion stars. So if our little galaxy only has 1000 stars, we can get 1/100 millionth of the star formation rate, which would be 0.00000000225 stars per year. And if we plug that into our Drake equation, we get a number of communicative civilizations of 0.00000067466451149999999. But since you can't really have a fraction of a civilization, it's basically 0. It seems like no matter what we do, the number of civilizations should be 0, but yet you can have up to 30 in the 1000 star galaxy setting in Stellaris. I personally enjoy playing Stellaris, and this video is not supposed to spread any hate against the game or the developers. Everybody can see why they did what they did to keep the game playable. Just imagine if you were supposed to handle 100 billion stars on your screen. Like last time, don't be hesitant to point out any of my mistakes, which there could be plenty, and write your ideas for future videos in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video of Science and Logic in Games. See ya!